Hello and welcome to the Killing Rooms. The following is a basic induction covering many operational and health and safety points you need to know before working in the studio. This video induction will give you an overview of the studio. Please also read the induction sheet carefully before starting work. Staff. Each of our studios has a studio manager and a tech team. They will be around throughout the general opening hours. They are available for advice and basic assistance, but not in a teaching capacity. Please take the time to get to know our team in your studio. They all have different specialties in clay and a wealth of knowledge between them. Areas of the studio. Studio entrance. The door is often open for ventilation, but we are not open to the general public. You can leave bags and coats on the pegs provided. Please keep any valuables with you. The Killing Rooms is not responsible for theft, loss, or damage of any personal items. Please use the sign-in book to sign in and out and clock your hours. You are entitled to a maximum of 18 hours of studio use per week during opening hours. Hours are not transferable or accumulative. The class area. This space should be used as an extension of the studio unless classes are taking place. Please ask staff for advice on class times. Main members workshop. This area is for members only and will always be available. All of our workspaces are communal. Please be conscious of your use of the space, particularly during busier periods. Each member has their own personal storage shelf and a storage box. You can use this storage however you like, but all of your personal items and materials, other than your work in progress, must go back here after each visit. The studio also has an abundant work in progress space. You can keep work on these shelves for up to 4 days. Please label all your work with your name and the date you put it there. These shelves will regularly be cleared of old work, so please stick to the allotted time. If you plan on working on a piece for longer than 4 days, you may store it on your personal shelf. When your work is ready for firing, you can place it on the shelves in front of the killing area. Check labels on the edge of the shelf to be sure your work is in the right area. Never move anyone else's work without permission. Please ask staff if you require assistance. The killing area is off limits to members without express permission from staff. Please respect this area and the concentration required by staff when loading and unloading killings. If you need the attention of a staff member, please wait until they are free from the killings. Communal firings are 950 degrees Celsius for bisque and 1260 to 1280 degrees Celsius for glaze. The volume of work we can accommodate must fall within a reasonable use policy. See terms and conditions. The glaze area houses over 12 in-house glazes. These are included in your membership, again within reasonable use. They are all designed to work with our communal firings. We strongly recommend doing tests before firing anything new. Please refer to staff about the safest way to test new materials. If you are using your own glazes or clay, please clearly label them using post-its so staff are aware before loading them into the kiln. If you would like to cast plaster, we recommend doing so on the glaze benches for ease of cleaning. The glaze area is also home to our house slip. These are for class use only. The same applies to our studio underglazes. The spray boot is designed to extract dangerous dust. To operate, switch on the 2 fans. Please ask staff for direction. You should also close the curtain and you can use the spray gun, dry sand, fettle or mix dry materials in here. You must wear the appropriate P3 filter face mask. You'll need a short induction with a member or staff before you can use this area for the first time. Next to the spray booth is the toilet. Please keep it clean and tidy for all of our fellow users. Tools and equipment. The studio is equipped with a large variety of basic tools. Feel free to use them, but return them to the correct pot, clean and ready to use again. Any of the equipment in the studio with electricity and or moving parts is coded red, orange or green. Red equipment, such as the killens, are off limits to members at all times. Orange equipment, like the air compressor, extruder, slab roller and bottom washer, requires an extra initial induction with a member of staff to explain proper usage and health and safety concerns. Green equipment is available to use after this induction and includes the tools and wheels. Things to be aware of: some tools may be sharp or rusty. Be careful and seek immediate attention if you hurt yourself. We have 2 first aid kits on site. When using a wheel, tie all loose hair or apron strings back and remove any loose hanging scarves, clothing, headphones, etc. Get a feel for the pedal, as it will keep going if you remove your foot. Press your heel down to stop. Take extra caution around the wires of the wheel and pedal. They can be easily damaged. Clean the wheel thoroughly after use. If you see anything unusual, such as damage to wires or moving mechanisms, please refer this to staff and do not use the equipment. It is important to have a good look over any equipment before use to reduce the risk of injury. Clay materials. We stock a range of clays and a selection of glaze materials. Please ask staff for details and pricing. We highly recommend you reclaim your own clay and have a number of plaster bats available on request. We also have several wedging bats which can be used at your leisure, but please clean immediately after use. If you're ordering anything to the studio, please limit to a maximum of 2 bags of clay or equivalent size and ensure you will be in the studio on the day of delivery, if not at the exact time. If double dipping, please only dip light into dark, not dark into light, to avoid contamination. Do not dip applied oxide into glazes. Apply on top. Please do not use wax resist or paper clay. Wax and paper burn with toxic fumes, so please speak to a staff before considering use. We have a range of molds for members and classes to use. Please treat them with respect. Leave them clean and well stacked, and do not scratch into them. Working practice. While working in the studio, try to adopt best practices. Be aware of others working around you and respectful of their space and work. Adopting a positive communal ethos is of the utmost importance. Please treat staff and members with respect and kindness. Any antisocial behaviour won't be accepted in the studio. Leave all areas, floor space and tools cleaner than you found them. That way, it should always be a welcoming, clean and safe working environment for us all. You should allow 15 minutes of cleaning at the end of every visit. This is in addition to clearing up after yourself, to clean the floors, surface tools and equipment in your vicinity. If we all adopt communal cleaning practices, This will ensure we have a clean and safe working environment. Health and safety. There are many considerations of health and safety around the studio, but being sensible and considerate can reduce these dramatically. Do not be afraid to ask staff about best practices and standard procedures. However, here is a rundown of some key points to remember. Clay dust and dry ceramic materials, including dry glaze, are very dangerous to long-term health. We want to work in as close to a dust-free environment as possible. Cleaning is extremely important. However, prevention is also crucial. Please do not dry sand, scrape, or mix inside, unless in the spray booth with the extraction on. An appropriate face mask must be worn. Keep the floors clean from trimmings and slop glaze splatters, as this is easily kicked up into dust when dry. Think about others in your environment, especially staff who are here all the time. Make sure you clean really well with a damp sponge for tools, equipment, and work surfaces. The hazardous materials vacuum for trimmings and powders on the floor, and a wet mop for broader dust on the floor. Your area is your responsibility. Please inform a member of staff if this practice is not being adhered to, or gently remind your fellow users if necessary. We operate a pre-wash system to relieve the pressure from waste clay on our plumbing. Please wash everything in the buckets provided before rinsing in the sink. Do not pour vast amounts down the sink too quickly, as the sink traps can overflow. Anything organic, such as tea and coffee, should be poured down the toilet or bathroom sink, never the studio sinks. Be aware of what is around you and how you work or move through the space. Take extra care around electrical equipment and sockets. Keep walkways and exits free from obstruction. Report spillages or trip hazards to staff. Do not attempt to lift overly heavy items. Be sensible when stacking shelves. Be sure of your stability if using steps to access higher shelves. Ask staff for any help with any of these points. Fire safety. In the unlikely event of a fire in the studio, please make your way immediately outside via the main entrance where possible. Our fire assembly point is outside Bellenden signs. Wait here for the all clear. Please do not leave this area without informing staff. Professional development. As a member of the Killing Rooms, you have access to our professional development program. As such, you can enjoy our lecture series, tutorials, demonstrations, and of course, our 2 shows a year, which you're welcome to take part in. Thank you very much for your attention. We look forward to having you as a member of the Killing Rooms community. Now, please enjoy a tour of the studio and ask our staff if you have any questions at all. We hope your time with us will be enjoyable and successful. Best wishes, the Killing Rooms.